Good morning, ladies and germs. This morning, first of all, it's like as the water sort of, it's not oppressively bad, but it's bright and early this morning, not heading into the studio till this afternoon. So heading into Giant now. And I thought I would take you along with me. Now, of course, we're going to take the long way to Giant, like I take the long way to the office. And soon, it won't be taking the long way to the office. It'll just be that the way to the office is longer than it used to be, but that's a month or two away. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Connor. Good morning, Russell. Oh, where am I going? I didn't mean to go this way. I wanted to take the long way to Giant. This is the direct way. Fear not, folks. Oh, I woke up this morning, my back stiff as a board. I don't know what I did last night while I was sleeping, but it wasn't good for my back. Alright, so we're going to go down West Confederate like we normally do. Mondays are particularly tough. Sundays and Mondays are particularly tough days for me because Gettysburg Baking Company isn't open on those days. Those are their days off. And I don't know what to do without starting my day with a delicious breakfast sandwich or bialy from Gettysburg Baking Company. Not a sponsor, just someone I really think, or a company that I think is really good and worth your visit. I mean, that's it. Same sky there as here, yeah. Just kind of a blah day. Not terrible, though. Doesn't seem like the clouds are low. I don't know what we're supposed to get, if it's going to be rain or just cloudy. I don't really go... Do you guys, live by the forecast? The only time I ever check the forecast is when someone says, what's the weather going to be? And then I go, oh, let me check the forecast. I just don't care. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do anyway, so the weather doesn't really matter. And then I just figure, depending on the time of year, like winter, you step out the door, you know the weather for the day. And you need a jacket because it's winter. So what do I need a forecast for? And if it's going to be snow, every Tom, Dick, and Harry's going to be running around going, oh, yeah, we got snow coming. They're saying 6 to 8 inches. And then somebody else I heard 15 to 25 inches. And I was like, no, I heard it's going to be just a dusting. And it's like, okay, so what are we making a big deal over then? Nothing. All right, we are on West Confederate Avenue after turning off of Middle Street. Good morning, Jean. She says, I'll have to try a breakfast sandwich when I come down in November. Yes, I highly recommend. And if you like smoked salmon, which I love, the bialy is very good. So either one, you'll be happy. And if you go there for lunch, the mushroom soup, you gotta try the mushroom soup. Excuse me, oh God. Mushroom soup is fantastic. I like to get it with a turkey and bacon sandwich. Everything has to have bacon. Surprised my arteries aren't clogged, but they're pretty clean apparently, which is nice. That means I could go, wow, I'm lucky. better start eating healthy before they get clogged. But I look at it as borrowed time or something like that. So, yeah. Now, let me see if it smells. I don't know if you caught at the beginning. I think nobody was in when I was saying this, but there's a smell around town today. Hold on. Let me just stop and get a whiff. Okay, so it's just in town. It's a weird smell. I think it's the sewage treatment plant. By the way, we were looking at houses, rentals. I'm trying to get out of town, but there was one that was on Hanover Street, and Cindy was like, "Oh, what about this one? This looks nice." And she showed me. She was looking at Google Earth, looking at the address, and I said, "Yeah, there's a sewage treatment plant right there, and it's like 4 football fields away from the house, maybe a little more." And I was like, I'm not living next to a sewage treatment plant, and that rent is ridiculous for having to live next to a sewage treatment plant. I'll tell you, man, everything seems out of whack. There's a lot of people that need a place to live, but no one's renting anything. There's a shortage of places to live in, but there isn't. It's just there. I don't know how to explain it. I wish I understood all this stuff. All I know is we're effed. I just don't know how or why or how to fix it or how to protect against it. Except with lead. Peter says good morning, and I say good morning back, Peter. When your time's up, it's no matter how healthy you eat. There are health fanatics that drop dead in the middle of their jogs. I know, and I always laugh at that one. But yeah, you're right, Jim. You got to enjoy your life. Don't, abuse yourself too much. We all do. But yeah, you're right. You got to just go and do what you think is right and best for you, and you're going to go. We're going to go. From really fat eat. I know. We found it all. Tons of sushi and pizza. Anything else will fill me up rather quickly. But those two things, I can abuse the hell out of my stomach with those two foods and not feel weighed down and full. It's amazing. Well, Peter, I'll talk about this on AG today more, but we looked at a house that we really liked from the pictures, and for the most part, it was what it presented to be in the pictures, save for a little wear and tear from the tenant that had just left. However, there was an overwhelming smell of cat pee, and unless you're going to burn the house down and rebuild it, that's really hard to get over. What is with cat people? I'm sorry, if there's people in the audience that are cat people, this might be the point where you stopped following me, but I gotta say something here. God bless America with your fucking... Why do you let them pee in the house? Why do you just... So, the way I figure it with this place, because it's this one room that really, really smells. And of course, it's the room with the wood-burning stove that was I've always wanted a house with a wood-burning stove. This place has 2, and the one is ultra wood-burning stove with this whole system that spreads the heat through the house, and I'm like, oh man, we could save so much on our gas bill this winter. That's all I'm thinking. And that must have been where they kept the cats. And this had to be more than one cat because the smell was just so, or these people were there for years, which I don't think they were. So I think it was more than one cat. The smell horrendously, pungently overwhelming, or overwhelmingly pungent, I should say, that I mean, it just, as soon as I opened the door from the outside, boom, it hit you right in the face. And I was like, God damn it. Like, this was the room that I really wanted to, I was want to put my books in there, my antique desk would go in there, my leather couch. It all would look good, and it would be a cool little, den. But no. Cat lady extraordinaire had to be lazy and just let her cats just piss all over the place. And now that place is uninhabitable unless they rip the floorboards out. And even then, I don't even know, because I feel like, it was heavy in that one room, and then the next room off of that is the kitchen. And about halfway through the kitchen, the smell goes away. And I don't know what they call it, but like the flooring that you could get that makes it look like it's hardwood floor, but it's really just a sheet of little paneling. So it's that kind of floor, and it was beveling as if there was water damage right in front of the sink. Now, it could have been they had a big pot of water and they spilled the whole thing, and it got underneath the boards, whatever. Or it could have been that the way the kitchen is, there's like a little peninsula that comes out off the counter and creates a little, bottleneck area to get through into the dining room. And my guess is they put up a baby fence, but that wouldn't make sense for cats because they could just jump up on the counter and come over. I don't know. Point is that one end of the house is just a piss-ridden, giant litter box. Cats are all right, but let's be honest, people. They belong outside. Leave them outside. This indoor cat stuff, please. It smells like... Nobody likes the smell. It always smells like pee, even if they go in the litter box. There's clumps of cat hair all over the place. A lot of people are allergic to cats. You want company and you don't like dogs, get a goldfish. Okay, or a hamster. They smell too. Or a ferret, that smells as well. With the cats. Leave the cats outside, let them protect the house from rodents. To the smell. Yes, but we all are blind to our own sin. I mean, all of us are guilty. But the world is telling cat people, you stink. Your house stinks. Stop it. Clean up after your cat. Keep it outdoors. And same thing with dog people. People that have more than one dog, maybe don't get more than one dog if you can't keep the house smelling nice. It's a lot of work. You got to constantly clean to make it not smell like Fritos. For some reason, dogs smell like Fritos to me. Marie says, what's this, Morbid Monday? No, somebody asked me about the house hunting, and I told them about a house we looked at, and it smelled like cat piss. So there's my rant for Monday. Okay, let's see. So we've got Crawford Avenue closed. I take it they're doing paving there because I just passed Ayers Avenue, which is closed and paved. So you're gonna have nice, smooth roads here in Gettysburg National Military Park when you come back. Hopefully the winter won't ruin that with snow plows and ice and road salt, but I think you got a good few years before that happens. Or landlords, if you're pet friendly, I'm sorry, I'm still on this. If you're a landlord and you allow pets, you can limit it, can't you? You can say, yeah, you can, because you can say what breed of dogs you don't want. So how about you say pet friendly dogs are caged animals only, no cats. because I want to rent this place again. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, because now the only person that would want to rent that is a cat person. But their cat probably won't like it because they'll be smelling the other cat's piss in the goddamn walls. Top of the morning to you, Agent Bambi. You just missed my cat rant. I think this is why I don't do a morning show, because my voice is weird in the morning. Scratchy, if you will. We greatly enjoyed the Get Out of the Car tour, says Marie. Of my life. It was like meeting Bruce Springsteen or Robert De Niro or someone of that caliber. Well, thank you very much, Marie. We found the studio too and took pics by the door. Oh, nice. Oh, I don't know if I said this, but yeah, we have a sign on the door by the studio. It's on an alleyway. It's near the Gettysburg Museum of History. If you find it, take pictures of yourself next to the sign and share it on Instagram and hashtag Addressing Gettysburg. Or you could do Addressing Gettysburg Studio. Something like that. Whatever. One of those. Instagram, Facebook, whatever you got. And by the way, if you're ever there and you want to stop by and, say hi, the doorbell that is there does not go to my office. That goes to Eric Dorr. And so don't annoy him because you'll get me kicked out. If it becomes too much of a burden having me there because he's got to constantly check his phone when he's getting alerts because people are ringing the bell, that does us no good. And so if someone does that, then I know they're just trying to do us no good. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? Agent Bambi says, bahaha, effing cats. Watched Rope last night on your recommendation. Is that what was on my recommendation? I thought I felt something. Yes. How did you like it? Was it good? Peter said it worked on a house that was destroyed by two dogs. Poop and pee all over the basement, not to mention the clawing and the chewing. Yeah. Oh no, dogs are destructive too. And look, at the end of the day, it's not the animals. The animals are going to do what they're made to do. It's the people. It's the owners. Just like I say with the kids today, the problem isn't the kids, it's their fargan parents that raise them to be feral, wild, monstrous, entitled animals. And the people do that with their pets too. Oh, I've been in a house that had a litter of puppies, the parents of the puppies, and according to the owners, 5 or 6 cats. And the or 6 part really confused me. And I thought, well, it kind of smells, it smells like all those animals in there, but it also smells like skunk. So perhaps it was like a Pepe Le Pew thing. And they, actually had a skunk that they mistook for a cat. And that's why they say 5 or 6, because they probably weren't sure what breed of cat it was. Maybe it was an exotic breed that they had just discovered, and so they say we have 5 or 6 cats. Either way, it smelled like cats, dogs, and skunk. Or maybe cats and dogs combined together make the skunk smell. I don't know. But it was nasty, and I remember coming out of there, my friend and I, we sprayed ourselves with rubbing alcohol because we felt like we were just crawling with God knows what. And I was having like allergic reactions for like the next day. Even I went home and I showered, and I still my nose, my eyes were just all it was a mess. Now that's Agent Bambi says, what a great film. The suspense, the entire movie was at 1 million. Very, very good. I agree, Agent Bambi. And it's one of his lesser known films, which is a shame. Jim says, is the John Adams miniseries worth watching? The one, oh, absolutely. And I'll give you $1 if you can find me in it, because I was an extra in it. I'll tell you where. It's in episode 2, and I was part of Washington's army. So I know where I am in the shot. But I'll tell you, if we watched it together and I pointed to myself on the screen, you'd be like, well, how can I really be sure that's you? And you would be right, because I'm the size of an ant, and not a full-size normal ant, but one of those little ants, you know, that like seem to travel in packs. Those tiny little things. Yeah, those. John Adams is a great miniseries, just not just because very well done. I can't imagine everybody's teeth were that rotten back then, the way they depict it, but whatever. The point is, it's very well done. Paul Giamatti's great. Here's the old Gettysburg, well, it's Gettysburg Tour still, but it's our old studio was right in there. That was where all the magic happened for 3 years. Magic and aggravation with the solar electric. And I promise I won't get on a rant about solar. Come on, man. Today was the day I identify as a cat. Bad timing on my part. I guess so, Russell. I guess so. But you could be like that guy, what was he, from Japan? Or China? No, I think it was Japan. Spent like $25,000 to turn himself into a collie. Did you see that? I think it's about time that everybody just nuked each other. We're done. We're absolutely done. We've lost our freaking minds. And it's so far gone that sanity, no, the cooler heads can't prevail because there's only 3 cool heads left. And they're afraid to speak. So we just turned on Colgrove Avenue. Colgrove being the name of the road. What's the face for, Marie? What's the face for? Or faces? Oh man, that's like the lady who got surgery to be the cat lady. That was the start. Matthews says, listen to Dr. Reardon already, so good. Of course he's talking, ladies. Thank you, Tim. He's talking, of course, about our interview on Patreon, Spotlight on Carol Reardon. And that came out today over at patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg, which of course, that along with super likes is how we keep the gas flowing into the vehicle so that we can do these tours that you love into every morning. Well, that's it. The guy looks like a collie. WTF? Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It wasn't surgery. I don't think. I think it was some kind of suit or something that he wears. But my point is, like, okay. So we're all supposed to believe, you know, in evolution and stuff, and I do. I think that's probably what happened, right? But part of that is, like, isn't that the whole survival of the fittest part of it? I think that we save too many lives now, ladies and gentlemen, I think is what we're saying here. There's people who are really stupid and probably should have accidentally fallen off a cliff when they were doing something goofy, but you told them to stop. And here we have the world that we have today. And it's just, I'm starting to think it's getting a little too much. Or maybe we just need the internet to go away. I hate to say that because I make my living off of it. But if it means saving humanity, we'll just have to go back to mail order shows or something. I don't know. Oh, lots of people walking here on Williams. Or is this Geary? I always forget where we are. What I like about living here, you don't know anybody, but they're walking, they wave. Peter says, have you seen people who do hobby horse? Somebody just sent me that the other day, and I thought it was like a British spoof, like a BBC comedy show that I just am not aware of that does, spoofs. That is so... I look at these people and I say, who hurt you? Like, who didn't hug you enough? Did mommy not accept you? What the F is wrong, and how can I help? Like, hobby horse competitions, it's the silliest thing I've ever seen. Oh my God, it's it's so dumb. Listen. It's harmless, right? It doesn't hurt anything. But I'm getting to the point where I'm sick of having to accept every weird bargain thing. I just am at the point where I'm like, you know what? This isn't normal. This shouldn't be mainstream. This shouldn't be normalized. You need help. And accepting you when I don't is not help. It actually just does your cause no good to force people to accept this nonsense. So, yeah, I don't know. I did see the hobby horse thing. I saw somebody sent me one video, and then another person shared a video on, I think it was Instagram, or it might have been YouTube. I don't remember. And it was like the first video I saw was just one girl talking. And then the next video was like a whole competition with these jackasses hopping around. And they're all dressed up. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, thank you for that laugh this morning. Who was that said that? Peter. God, good job, Peter. What insanity. Hobby horse. Oh, God. Yes, Ty. That's exactly like... The only thing they lack is somebody behind them clopping coconuts together. But that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a Monty Python skit. Holy shit. But these people are real. See, that's what I'm saying. Life is imitating art now, except it's imitating the absurdity of art. That was absurd. It was supposed to... It's everything that people used to joke about as absurd is now like becoming... People are trying to mainstream it. I'm telling you, if you don't think evil's afoot here, I don't know what you think. It's something is so twisted and demented. A guy turns himself into a hobby, what do you call it? Collie. And people have hobby horse competitions. If you don't know what we're talking about, look it up. It'll just, you know what you'll do? You'll pull your loved ones near, and in a very stern yet quiet and loving and understanding tone, you will say, pack your things, take only what you need, we're pooling our money and we're buying some remote, desolate place up on a mountaintop, and we're waiting this out. Because that's what I feel like doing. And I would hope that you would have the same feeling. Because that would tell me that you're at least as sane as I am. And I don't know how sane I am. I think I'm a little crazy. But regardless, I'm sane enough to know that that stuff is nuts. Good morning, Dr. James. Dr. James, ladies and gentlemen, was on addressing Gettysburg the other day. We talked about tech, using tech to teach, or I guess you could say also research and study the Civil War. And it was interesting. I didn't know what we were going to talk about because I don't really know much about that field. So, oh, my back. It ended up being a good conversation. Amen, Matt. Not jobs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know I'm not right in the head with living history, but damn, some people got me beat by miles. Well, and that's the thing. I had this thought not too long ago, and it was, reenactors, living historians, whatever, they dress up, they pretend they're from another time. Some people actually embody a character and say that there's someone who lived once before, and we accept it. Now, that's, it's acting, right? Like, we know it's acting. These people aren't walking around all day long demanding to be saluted because they're, a colonel or whatever. And anyone who did would be told, to F off. Like, share, and subscribe, by the way. And so, okay, that's fine. And, in a sense, it's akin to acting. Akin, not quite acting. But then all this other stuff, like, don't include me on your delusion. And don't force me to play along. It's not how it works. It is not how it works. Dogface says, crap, I do Roman Crusader, World War I, World War II. I guess I'm not right in the head. No. I'm not making that case. Maybe Peter was making that case. No, I don't think that's the case. I think that I said it's akin to acting, and it serves a purpose. It serves a societal purpose because it's teaching people history. It's exposing people to history. People are very visual. They're of course, if they're going to see people dressed in uniforms, they're going to want to go and look. And then that's how you lure them in, and then you get a conversation going, and then next thing you know, they're leaving wanting to buy a book. So that's good. It's there are plenty of people I've met who are reenactors that are clearly not right in the head. It does seem to attract those people, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's something that you might try to equate to someone who turns himself into a collie, or someone who thinks there's something other than what they were born as, and then demands that you accept that and go along with it. But I'm not. I think there is a distinct difference, and one has a societal value and the other one does not. It erodes society, and it erodes relationships. And so yeah. But people that let their cats piss all over the house really are what bother me on this beautiful Monday morning. Yeah, well, Agent Bambi has a great point. Most people I meet aren't right in the head, especially here in Illinois. I kind of have a feeling that we've been driven crazy. I don't think there's this many crazy people naturally, but I think social media and just old media are designed to drive us absolutely insane, and it's working. And you just see crazy everywhere you go, and it's sad. It's not funny. It's not anything to, think is good. It's sad, And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But Chicago, are you in Chicago, Bambi, or just Illinois? I have a friend in Chicago, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Cities in general. But certain cities that, like, just the crime rate is ridiculous. Like, why do you stay? I mean, I understand. Well, I love it. I mean, I love Gettysburg. I do love Gettysburg very much. We don't have bad crime here. Well, if we do, they don't tell us. We They keep it quiet because of tourism. But I want to move out of town, not because I don't like the town. I love the town. I love living in it, but it's it's just, I don't know. It's just not for me living in a city or a town or a heavily populated area. Like, I don't want people knowing me. I don't know. I want people knowing where I live. I don't want people seeing me, dancing naked in my backyard while singing "It's a Marshmallow World." Um, so I like wide open spaces out in the middle of nowhere. But, like, I love Gettysburg, but there's things about living in town I don't like. And so instead of sitting here bitching and moaning all the time, I'm moving out of it. Um, so I don't get, like, as crime goes up in cities and people are noticing it, like, I get the notion of, I'm not going to give up on my city. We're New York strong. F that noise. New York doesn't care about you. They gave up on you decades ago. So they turned on you decades ago. So why, and I'm talking about your government. So why are you not giving up on it? You're not doing anything to change it. You keep voting the same people in. So why do you stay? Why do you put yourself at risk there? I don't understand the mindset. Like, is it Stockholm syndrome, or, like, what is it? I don't get it. Agent Bambi's blaming TikTok and boomers. Boomers? Can we just get this straight? Baby boomers are in their 70s. Everybody that you guys are calling boomers are not boomers. But I blame baby boomers too. They gave us the hippies. The hippies got into politics and academia, and they put forth all of the insanity that we've dealt with over the last 50 years. Started in academia, worked its way into the public, and here we are. Basically a third world country that still has first world infrastructure for now. But as a people, as, like, the classiness of our people has just completely gone down the toilet. It's just so sad. And it's never going to return, by the way. Like, we'll never improve. We're only going to get worse. Peter's speaking for himself about reenactors. Definitely something not right. Did Marine Corps boot camp just about twice by choice, if that's any indication. Hell yeah. Country part of Illinois. Okay, good. Don't even go to Chicago anymore. Used to have Cubs season tickets and love going to the city. Haven't been to the city in 4 years. Sad stuff. All right, so you're a sane one. Living in town kind of sucks, especially if you want to have a decent-sized yard. Yes, it does. All by design. I agree, Russell. They track you, push in a different direction, it's not right, and push you back to get you crapped on. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but, like, I've really not been on Instagram or Facebook because I just find them to be vile places and pointless. Think about it. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't even know why, but it's just pointless. It feels like you're part of an experiment. So I just naturally, it's like, I guess it's the kind of the same thing as, like, with drinking alcohol. Like, I used to love to drink in my 20s. Never had a problem with it. I always, I could go for as long as I wanted to without it. But when I would drink, and I would have a good time. And then, thank God, by like 28, I started noticing like that 1 day recovery has turned into 2 days. I'm not drinking any more than I used to. In fact, sometimes I'm drinking less, and it's a 2 day recovery. And eventually, I got sick of trying to delude myself that I wasn't 22 anymore, or that I was still 22, I should say. And I said maybe I should listen to my body, and I did, and I just kind of naturally lost interest in drinking. I also lost interest in going out to loud bars where you can't hear anything, and you know. And it's kind of the same thing with social media now. Like, I think if I'm going to waste my time on it, YouTube is the place to do it, because that can be monetized. And it's, time is the most valuable thing to me, because we don't have a lot of it, and I don't know how much I have left. And if I'm going to, drive around, spend money on gas and all that other stuff, and take time away from doing work, I might as well get a buck or two from it, and or try to. And so, I'm kind of pulling away from social media for my own sanity, and I'm being more selective about what I use, because really, I'm not an Instagram channel. I wasn't a Facebook page. And I have those, but that's not what my purpose was. Like Donnie, he had American Civil War IG. That was his only intent, was to have an Instagram page where he shares stories about the Civil War that he likes. I used social media to draw attention to the podcast, and it worked. And I have tens of thousands of downloads a month. We just hit 2 million, by the way. So 2 million, we're over 2 million. We hit 1 million total on YouTube a couple of weeks, maybe a month ago, and on our podcast publisher, we just hit 1 million the other day. So 2 million, we'll announce that soon. Well, we'll talk about it on the show on Thursday. If only it was $1 per view, right? Isn't it sad how the world doesn't work that way? Yeah, so anyway, social media is poison, and you have to stay away from it. I stick to YouTube, and I watch like painting videos. Not Bob Ross. There's a younger guy who's been doing it for the last 10 years or so, named Kevin Hill. He's very good. So I'll watch that, or I'll listen to Audible, or I don't listen to our show because I can't stand myself. But I had to listen to the one we did with Rick Schrader last week, because I got like 3 messages commenting about how they never heard the word penis so much in the first 10 minutes of a podcast before. And I was like, why the hell were we talking about penises? And so I had to listen to it to find out why. And then I just remembered that I'm really interested in medical, so I listened to the whole thing. But otherwise, I don't listen to the show. I don't listen to many other podcasts that are in our orbit. I don't want to be influenced, and I don't want to be discouraged if they do something that I wanted to do, or that if they do something better than I do. I don't want to, I'm a human being. I have my insecurities. So I listen to people who are better than I am, and try to learn, through osmosis, I guess, what they're doing, so that I could be better. And once in a while, I'll watch some political commentators, but it just is so scary. It's not depressing anymore. It used to be depressing. Now it's scary. Like, it's bone chilling, some of the stuff I'm hearing. Like, for example, they wouldn't release water when Maui was burning, when Lahaina was burning. city officials or state, or I forget who, I think it was state officials, wouldn't release water to put out the fires. And then I saw yesterday that, and I don't know if this is true or not, I just saw a headline, police officers were blocking people from getting out of the city. Why does everything that happens, why can't it just be straightforward? Why is it like there's all this weird stuff? And you can say, and I think it's most likely government incompetence. Because when things are good, you end up voting in incompetent people because they make you feel good about something that is completely unimportant. And then when the shit hits the fan, you realize that you don't have leaders, you don't have statesmen, you have charlatans in office, and when they really need to do the job they're supposed to do, they fail. And we're seeing a lot of that all over. But like, is that what it is, or is it like some foul stench afoot? Because some people go one way, some people go the other. I'm at the point where I don't really even know. Like, I don't know if it's evil or if it's incompetence. And that's what's so disheartening. And also, I haven't had my coffee yet. So maybe that's why. I agree with you, Matt, about New York. I never go into the city. Too crazy. Yeah. It's a shame. It's such an awesome city. It's the best city in the world. Come on, people. Let's get real. It was, for a few years since the 90s, the best city in the world. And maybe at some point before the 70s it was too. It was terrible in the 70s and 80s. But, yeah, I mean, God, it's New York City. So much history there. The New York City folks are branching out, been having so much crime upstate like never before. Yeah, I know, that's the problem. And it's going into North Jersey too. So they should, I don't know why they didn't do this during COVID. Oh, sorry, I said the forbidden word. But, you know, Manhattan's an island. Close the bridges and tunnels and just let them take care of themselves. You know? However that ends up. We'll ship some. No, we can't have any boats going to or from. So we have to, so we got to close off shipping and tunnels and bridges, and then we can just airdrop supplies to you. Hopefully they don't get caught up on the spire of the Empire State Building or something, but you know, you can't win them all. Facebook and Instagram are the new toilet side magazine. Something to browse while on the can. Yeah. Marie says, congratulations. I don't know why. Oh, 2 million. Thank you. What part of Jersey are you from, says Agent Bambi. Also listening to Atkinson's winter presentation where he called you out over the weekend. Died laughing. He called me out? What do you mean? You mean, oh, where he pointed me out while I was in the bathroom. Thank you for the congratulations. Thank you. Facebook and Instagram are good for some business and nonprofit. That's true. They are. I watch card making videos. Card making videos. That's interesting. Eric, if only you had a video of Major getting worked up about seeing the toad trying to desert during the Get Out of the Car tour, you would have had one of the... I know. Why didn't somebody take it? Cindy was telling me about that at dinner last night, and I wish I had seen it. Maui thing is very strange, and I don't know why. I agree, Russell. It's strange, but everything is strange now. Remember what was that in East Palestine? That chemical spill, and they set it on fire to protect the environment. They set chemicals on fire to protect the environment. Okay. Barbara says, I worked for a social service agency. My evaluation is that the higher you go up, the more incompetent officials are. County, state is worse, and then feds are the absolute doorstep. Yeah, well, it makes sense, because the higher you go up, the more untouchable you are. The local, not congressman, councilman is probably your neighbor. They're gettable. They don't have private security. Like, so they're accountable. You can hold them to account in the grocery store. I don't recommend this, but you could beat them up. They have this idea in the back of their head that they got to be careful because they're reachable. But then you get to the county level too, I guess. Then you get to the state level, and they got security. And then the federal level, forget it. So yeah, I can see that. And then not only are you more incompetent, but you just don't care, because who's going to do something to you? What's going to be done? Are they going to throw you in a dumpster like they did over in what was that, Yugoslavia or one of those places? That was the most satisfying video to watch. Yeah, doorstep. I was wondering what you meant by that, but you meant, okay, they're the absolute worst. Yeah, they are. All right. Speaking of absolute worst, my need for a cup of coffee is at its absolute worst now, and I'm going to also get my breakfast sandwich in here. So, you guys have yourselves a grand old Monday. I will see you later. I'll do a video tomorrow as well. Tomorrow I'm recording with Tom McMillan. He's been on the show before, but we're doing Our Flag Was Still There about Fort McHenry. And you know what? Cameron works at Fort McHenry and he's off tomorrow. I might invite him in. Although that could be a fustercluck. But I could yell at him. Maybe I will. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Thanks for letting me rant about cat piss. And if you're watching from Hawaii, I hope things get better for you out there, and I hope you find out why you were allowed to burn like that and take care of who is responsible in a peaceful manner, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. By the way, the police chief out there, have you seen him? And then people go, oh, well, he was the chief of police when the Vegas shooting. Okay, whatever. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But did you see how callous he is? Like, he just doesn't care. There was a video of him walking out to his car, and a local woman was like, hey, why won't you talk to us? Why won't you let us know what happened? Why won't you tell us this? Why did the cops block us in? And blah, 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 blah. And he doesn't have a word to say. And then one of his lackeys was like, yo, he'll talk to you later. And she's like, no, he won't. He only talks to a camera. What the hell is going on? That's all I'm asking. Okay. I'll tell Cam to watch the language, yeah. Agent Bambi, it's Matt at addressinggettysburg.com. And give me time to actually see it. I don't check my emails very much anymore. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You have yourselves a great day. This episode was not brought to you by Sheets, but it was brought to you by our Patreon channel, patreon.com/addressinggettysburg. And of course, super likes. And also liking and sharing and subscribing and getting your friends to like and share and subscribe too. Okay, thank you very much.